Stream. This is the Sunday morning gathering of the Portland Insight Meditation Community, what I'm playfully calling the Buddha Broadcasting Network, from my backyard in eastern Beaverton. Um, how nice to see you. Thank you for joining in. Ah, funny, I feel like I should have a like Starlog date and the COVID date. Uh, I fear that we may get pretty high on the COVID date announcements because it's quite a learning experience, isn't it? Oh my goodness, Bill Lear has Half Dome behind him. That's a bit classy. Wow. That,
if you're
oh,
gonna be stuck somewhere, may as well choose your location.
hi. All right. Let's start with a poem. What I'm going to be reflecting upon today is how ordinary we are, and aspiring to be who we are in our ordinariness is a very high aspiration. To get out of our fantasies of who we should be or who we are, and to I'm getting photographed in my outdoor studio. um, it's quite a challenge to just be who we are and to be ordinary. And I have a story of the Dalai Lama that I'll share with you at the right point today. So this is a poem by Shodo Harada Roshi, who is a Zen master. He's in his late 70s now. Oh, can't hear me. Huh. Well, there's sound going out, so I don't know what it's probably at your end, KB. In this passing moment, karma ripens, and all things come to be. I vow to choose what is. If there is a cost, I choose to pay. If there is a need, I choose to give. If there's pain, I choose to feel. If there's sorrow, I choose to grieve. When burning, I choose heat. When calm, I choose peace. When starving, oh, I see, hang on here, my mistake. I did make a mistake. There we go. Well, I'm going to start at the top. In this passing moment, karma ripens and all things come to be. I vow to choose what is. If there's cost, I choose to pay. If there's need, I choose to give. If there's pain, I choose to feel. If there's sorrow, I choose to grieve. When burning, I choose heat. When calm, I choose peace. When starving, I choose hunger. When happy, I choose joy. Whom I encounter, I choose to meet. What I choose this entry gate. May all Buddhas and wise ones help me live this vow. When there's a cost, I choose to pay. If there's a need, I choose to give. When starving, I choose hunger. Whom I encounter, I choose to meet. When it is my death, I choose to die. Where this takes me, I choose to go. Being with what is, I respond to what is. This life is as real as a dream. That's a great line, isn't it? This life is as real as a dream. The one who knows it cannot be found, and truth is not a thing. Therefore, I vow to choose this Dharma entrance gate. May all Buddhas and wise ones help me live this vow. like the Buddha saying, try to live in the present moment, isn't it? So let's see, how is this outdoors? I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community of mindful harmony. Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya. I have the extraordinary privilege of living in this place. Trees, Douglas fir tree beside me, 90 to 100 years old. My view is over some deciduous trees about 100 yards away that are giant. It's that new green buds of the spring that are up there now. The maple trees are going to seed already. There's crows flying in the distance. We are part of this. We are not separate from this living earth. We come out of it like the birds, like the trees, like my dogs lying in the sun basking. So our meditation, ordinary meditation, the meditation of awakening, is really fundamentally about relaxing. We make efforts, the efforts to develop concentration and mindfulness, and all those strategies are very helpful. And at some point, we just start realizing that we are this. So I invite you, sitting where you are, you probably don't have a cool breeze on you there. Sitting where you are, notice the comfort of your seat. Notice your uprightness. Notice the fact of your posture. Notice temperature. It's very evident sitting here. There's cool regions which are all on the same side. There's a kind of rippling coolness. And there's warmth elsewhere. You'll notice that there's pressure in some places where the body's pressing against its supports. we bring to our moment of practice some mood. Notice the flavor of mood that's coloring experience right now. There may well be thoughts. The mind does love to think, doesn't it? Notice the thoughts. And also notice the mystery of that which is capable of noticing thoughts. That's the ordinariness of practice. It really is simply being aware. It's a little challenging for us to be simple, though, because we like to figure things out. And our perceptions get colored by emotions and moods. But for this time, here, now, there really is nothing to figure out. We can relinquish for a while that subtle, ongoing effort to be somebody. To be somebody and to be stable and to feel secure in an insecure world. So please come home to the breath, the sensations of breathing. And we use this contact with the breath to stabilize and be present. And that then illuminates the wandering mind much more. Because we have a direction, we have a heading. I intend to stay with the sensations of breathing. And gone again, back again. In one of the great Burmese lineages through the Mahasi Sayadaw, there's a lot of emphasis on noting. using the mind's capacity to point out, to name. So we might practice by noting rising, rising, falling, falling of the chest and abdomen. And then wandering, wandering when the mind is found wandering. Hearing, hearing, returning, rising, rising, falling, falling. Or hearing, hearing. Returning. If your mind has a particular tendency to worrying, it's helpful to have a note for worrying, just worrying, worrying, returning. Or maybe it's self-hatred. You can just notice disliking or hatred, self-hatred. There's not a problem to solve, there's just a waking up to a freedom from identification with whatever that is. Wandering, wandering, returning, sitting. This moment is like this. I choose to be like this, as it is. By choosing a home base, a training object like breathing, it becomes apparent when the mind has wandered. Awakening to this wandering is the path of freedom. Whenever we can awaken to a thought or thoughts or moods or emotions, that tiny sliver of experienced choice or agency arises. Shall I continue with this thought or not? Shall I instead plant a seed of mindfulness, a seed of love, a seed of compassion? This is the essence of skillful effort. It's like working in the garden, planting the desired plants and weeding. noticing that each breath really does have a beginning. As the mind gets more quiet, it becomes apparent that there's no breathing at all, and then an urge to breathe in occurs, and then the breathing in begins. Obviously not something we have to do. And each breath has a rising to fullness. And by the time that rising to fullness has occurred, the beginning of the breath is actually ancient history. It's totally gone. Gone without a trace. And then there's the decline, the exhale, the resolution of the breath to the point when there's no more breathing. Now we are habituated to create an image, a memory of a breath. But we can free ourselves from those concepts by simply practicing what's called bare attention, to actually just attend to the actual sensations. Nothing to figure out. Maybe one intuitive eye on the fact of impermanence, but there's no problem to solve. There really is just breathing in and breathing out. As there is the arising of sounds and their disappearance. And so it is that which what's the word? That which the flow of karma vipaka would have to arise at this moment arises. It could be a very pleasant experience. An experience of great ease and contentment. Or it could be the opposite of that. This could be a very challenging moment. It could be difficult to even stay sitting here. the old stories of I'll never get anywhere, or there's something wrong with me, or there's something wrong with someone else, they hang on a long time in my experience. But they do gradually become more transparent and less, the Velcro gets less strong on them, and it's easier to realize what they are, which is phenomena in mind and body. Choosing this moment, it is as it is. Past karma ripening and passing away. And we keep planting the desirable crops of awareness, of curiosity, of persistence, tranquility and equanimity and concentration. We keep saying in a certain way, this is the direction I want my life to go. I intend to be more loving, more accepting. I intend to be wiser. And it all happens in one particular moment, which is right now. And please now, bring your attention to the region of the heart. And imagine that in the center of your heart there is a little tiny, really tiny little golden being who is shaped exactly like you. Exactly like you. Every hair, every pore. Now, for some people, visualization is very easy and clear. For others, it doesn't work at all. In which case, just focus on the intention or the sound of the words. Imagine that this golden being is, in fact, a manifestation of the Buddha or Kuan Yin or Mary or any archetypal figure you'd like. And imagine that they are radiating love throughout your body. If there's anywhere you're suffering dis-ease, bring love to that. Love meaning there's room for everything. Down into your pelvis and legs and feet and abdomen and chest and back and arms and hands and neck and head. Another way to frame this moment would be, I aspire to love and accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. Which means it's okay to relax. It's okay to relax and be you exactly as you are. And now let's let this being expand until their skin fits exactly with yours. Remember, every hair, every pore, perfectly identical. And imagine now that your skin becomes a golden radiator of love. You know how you can feel heat at a distance off a wood stove, the radiant energy. Let us radiate energy. Let us radiate a wish of well-being to everyone that's within 100 yards of you. To all beings. To dogs in the grass, to crows in the trees, to the neighbors and their children a few doors down. remembering the absolutely temporary nature of our lives. People come and go, we all come and go. So why not, while we're here, experience the great ease of radical acceptance, of loving people? And radiating now to the east, all the way to Franken, just outside Frankfurt. Stephanie in Doha. The countless millions of people in South Asia and China. All of them affected by this coronavirus crisis. To the west of us, again, millions and millions of people, and to the south, all of South America, Central America. To the north, for me that means Vancouver and Seattle and Bellingham, Vancouver again, the Yukon. In all directions we radiate this loving kindness and blessing. And of course, in so doing, we lighten up our own hearts. May all beings everywhere share in the merits of our practice. May we realize our interbeing, our utter interbeing with all of life. And please now let your eyes open. Notice what it takes to do that. And those of you that are on Zoom, you have a palette of beautiful human beings right in front of you. Why not see one of those people and offer them a blessing? Changes things, doesn't it? I remember practicing when the malls were open. I didn't go there often, but sometimes I would. Or Costco. And to walk through with a thought, may this person be happy, may this person be free from suffering. May this person have the love they really want and have always longed for. It changes the journey through the store radically. Or a similar one is to remember this person's going to die. This person also. So there's this sense of belonging together that grows from that. I'm going to take a moment to look at my other screens. Hello, hello, hello. How nice. All right, that's very nice, very touching. Jim is going to do a little movement with us in a moment. Before then, I'm going to do a little advertising. Doug Pullen's class on the Brahma Viharas, Love, Compassion, Sympathetic Joy, and Equanimity, known as the wholesome states, the wholesome affective states in the Buddhist model. They're what are left when we diminish greed, hatred, and ignorance, and they're understood to be our natural state. So Doug has postponed his class for a couple of weeks to get a few more people to participate. And so I encourage you to do that. He knows a lot about the Brahma Viharas, And can I share the author? Oh, the author of the poem. I'll post it on the website on Connections. It's Shodo Harada Roshi. Shodo Harada Roshi. So Doug's class, I encourage you to participate in that. And it's Thursday nights. And then I'm going to try to share my screen and do this if I can. Let's see if it works. Ah, it is. Okay, I'm going to try this. So we have a wonderful website, tons of stuff there. And I want to incite you to appreciate the importance of the center in your life. And if you feel so moved to make use of this donate, support your Dharma center here. Let's see if this will work. There it goes. Woo! And will it do the next page? Oh, there it is. That takes you to the Dana Bowl, which was my bowl when I was in Burma 150 years ago. And then you can scroll down, and if you wanted to make a contribution to this, earmark to this, you go to Sundays, and then you click here, and you're in. And it's fun. Giving is fun. So let me get rid of this now.
Here, I'm going to reposition myself, reposition the camera.